Motormouth Jenkins here, welcoming you to our brand new YouTube channel. Hope that you'll come back and see every segment each and every week, and I will share preventative maintenance tips and regularly scheduled maintenance tips for your car. So whether you know a little bit about your car or absolutely nothing, this is the channel just for you, where I share over 35 years of experience as a qualified and licensed service technician with truck and coach, light truck and passenger vehicles. Come back and visit us and tell your friends, and we'll see you each and every week right here in the Car Connection Workshop on YouTube. Hi friends. Yeah, we're on the road. We got something really good for you today. Niall Motormouth Jenkins here with Car Connection, and we're going to answer probably the ultimate question that I've received in 30 plus years being on the radio with our Car Connection call-in automotive program. Yeah, so we're going to cover that today. We have a special treat for you. I'll let you know what the question is in a minute, but first we're going to cover a couple of housekeeping items. Do you have one of these yet? Do you have one of these yet? Yeah. You need to get some Car Connection merch. If the answer was no, then you need to go to our carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com website, click on the link to our merch store, or check in the description of our YouTube videos to find the URL to go right to our pretty cool Car Connection merch store. And you know what? Right now, for the next little while, we have six items available for you. We have hats, we have shirts, we have hoodies, we have toques coming up. We're going to be in that season before we know it. But you can also, at carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com, you can connect with some really cool businesses that I can put my stamp of approval on, and be sure to let them know that Car Connection sent you. So go to carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com to get your merch, and you know what? You're getting any item $5 above cost. So that's our special. Skippy and I said, we're going to give them a deal, Motormouth, and then that'll help keep us in coffee and donuts. And you'll also support each one of our YouTube videos. So today, I have a key. Yes, I do. And we have a car, an SUV. And I'm going to answer the question for you today that I have answered, I can't even tell you the number of times. Before I finally got smart, someone says, Motormouth, what car would you buy? And I would go through a whole list. I created what I called my top 10. And you know which vehicle you're going to buy? The one you like. You would never buy any of the top 10 that I shared for many years, saying, these are my top 10 picks that will give you very little problems and you'll get your money's worth. And guess which vehicle you buy? Nothing in my top 10. So here's what my answer is to all of you. Buy the vehicle you like, the one that you like, but do your homework. The next big question I was always asked, what do I look for and how do I determine if I'm going to look at a vehicle that I'm buying privately, not on a car lot? We'll do that later. Buying a vehicle privately, and you don't know a whole lot about the vehicle, but you want to make sure that you're getting a good purchase. But then you ask the people, I want to take it to my mechanic to check it, and they go, we're not comfortable with that. So do you walk the car and possibly walk away from a really good deal? No. I'm going to show you what I do, because I have run into that many times myself. So I'm going to show you right now with the vehicle that's before me. I am seeing it for the very first time in person. And we're going to do a drive test, but we can't take it to a mechanic. But I am going to teach you what I listen for, what I'm watching for when I road test it. So we brought it here to the Parkway so that I can show you what I do as my preliminary to determine and to qualify the vehicle. And I love getting the vehicle in its raw form. What does that mean? It hasn't been washed, it hasn't been buffed, it hasn't been cleaned up, it hasn't had, you know, a spit and shine put on it and shine juice to make everything look beautiful. I like seeing them with it's kind of like they turned it off, drove it for the last time and pulled the keys out. That's how I want to see it. The last time they drove it, now the vehicle's available to purchase. That's what we got here. We got a vehicle that was parked last October. So October 2024, and now we're almost at October 2025. This vehicle has been sitting. So I'm getting to see it in its raw stage. That means we haven't put lipstick on the pig. That's what I like. So now I'm going to walk you through it. What do I do first? Well, the first thing I do is, doors all closed, I do a walk around. What am I looking for? I'm looking for, is this mud flap missing some screws? Is the bumper lined up properly? Has there been any paint work? So what I'm looking for is I step back about this many paces, and no, I don't pull a pistol or anything. We're not doing that. And what I'm looking at is, do I see a difference in paint finishes? And I do. I see a different texture here, and this is a bit darker than this, and it's not 100% lined up, so there probably was a something in the front, but I don't see anything that scares me at all. I don't see misalignment of the fender. I don't see misalignment of the headlight. I don't see an issue with grille. If anything, it was minor, very minor. I don't see any paint overspray, so it was very minor, but I do see a bit of a color difference. This is a little darker than but I don't see any fender damage. The gap here is good. This is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for gaps, the hood, A-pillar, gaps with the fender. I'm looking for any blistering up on the top. Again, doors, the gap, for, change in appearance on the handle. That's normal because the handle's plastic and I can see that. This is a little bit lighter than this. But the vehicle's not washed, and it feels like tree sap. So it can change appearance once you wash it, but I love, love, love getting a vehicle in its raw state. It hasn't got tire dressing on. It hasn't been washed down. I can look through the wheels. I can see I got rotors that have gray paint on, which tells me the rotors aren't all that old. I can see I've got pretty good brake pad there. I can get my finger in there. I got at least a 1/4 inch of brake pad. I can do the same at the front. Stick my finger in there, and I got a lot of brake pad there. So again, I see the paint on the rotors, so they can't be all that old. This vehicle is a 2008 Nissan Rogue S, and it has 119,000 kilometers, elderly lady owned. I see one little beding here, but that's, you know what, that isn't going to stop any gas mileage or anything. That's just minor. This is minor stuff. I'm looking for major stuff. I'm looking for paint over spray. I'm looking for missing screws, broken plastic are good clues. I look down underneath, see if I see any damage on the rocker panels. I don't see any scrapes, bumps, or bruising. It does need a really good underspray. It's never been undersprayed, so that's something you're going to want to invest in for sure. And if it hasn't been done before, then I know in my mind I'm going to get it completely sprayed, and then 6 months later I'm going to get it sprayed a second time. So again, I'm walking around, I'm looking for broken insignias, I'm looking for broken panels and plastic, broken taillights. I'm looking at the back to see if we've backed under into anything, and then I can have a peek at the exhaust. at the same time, see if there's anything hanging down or out of place. And you know, it has got some scale on it, but it hasn't been under rust proofed, and it is a 2008. Again, I'm coming round. I'm going to repeat what I look for on the other side. I'm looking for fit and finish. Has the rear bumper been replaced? Did it get rear-ended? Because you'll generally see overspray in the wheel wells somewhere if it's been painted. I'm going to turn my hat around and lock it. There we go. Make sure you get some Car Connection merch. We'd like to thank all our Car Connection recommended businesses for making this video possible through Car Connection Business Network. And if you're a business owner, you want to be a part of what we do, 30 years on the radio with Car Connection, and we're just getting our YouTube channel going. I think we're in month number 4. Come and be part of what we do. Send me an email through our website at carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com or motormouth.jenkins@gmail.com. Connect with me. So again, I'm looking at fit and finish of the doors. Is it the same all the way down? I don't see any trim broken, no broken glass or discolored glass, no peeling on the roof. It's just very sticky. So it's been parked under a tree for a while, and probably wiper blades are going to be done. That's over because they get baked very, very quickly. I look for moldings. Has the windshield been replaced? Again, I'm looking for body lines, A-pillar, fender all the way down, and especially splash guards. That's where you can generally find stuff. We got some wear on the tire here, on the outside edge, and a little bit on the inside edge. So I know that there's either an alignment issue or we have something in the front end that's worn. But right now, I'm checking it in its raw form. Is it a contender to buy, or should I red flag it? Do I see something to red flag? So here's our kiss. We've hit a yellow bullard somewhere. Yeah, we're outside. You're going to hear stuff. So it's a little mislined here. But again, that doesn't scare me. The headlight's not cracked. The bumper's not split. It was just a kiss. But it's pushed it out a little bit. There you go. No charge for that. I just increased the value. Don't touch it though, okay? I know nothing about that. Then we come to the front. Again, I look for, is the hood misaligned? It's not. It's totally factory. Totally factory. This vehicle is totally factory, and that excites me because there's no broken fairings in the front. None. The belly pan is completely there. Bottom of the AC condenser is not smashed, and I do not see any oil on the air conditioning condenser. So that gives me a really big clue that the AC probably works. Okay, so now I'm happy with what I see on the outside. Absolutely. This car excites me because here's the thing. If it's that clean on the outside, I don't see any signs of overspray. It's not been smacked and fixed. It's in its raw state. And that's what I like. You can see here, it matches. So it's never been hit in the back. All the body lines are factory. So now I'm going to look under the hood, and it locked us out, I guess. Good thing I took the keys. And let's have a look, see what we got inside under the horsepower corral. This is a 2.4, I believe. 2.4. Like I said, this is my first time hands-on with this car. I have not seen it prior to today, driven it. This is it. So I want you to see, does anybody know where that goes? It goes right where that arrow is. See that? That's a giveaway. Smell a little bit of antifreeze right here. See? Right here. A little bit of seepage. Doesn't mean the radiator's bad, just means we got a connection here. So probably I would change that hose, because it is an '08. So the rule of thumb with belts and hoses, they change them out every 4 years. So we know the rodents have been busy. We got little rodent motel going on there. I don't see any. I like to look at the corner of the cylinder heads. I don't see any oil, but I do smell that antifreeze. So we need, that would be definitely a check mark. And again, that's not a red flag for me. Keep in mind, it's an '08, one owner, or it was bought at very low mileage. I haven't looked at the paperwork yet, but elderly owned. She no longer drives. She's in a residential home, so that tells you, you know, it's been loved. I can tell it's been loved, and nothing's broken, and there's not one single plastic pin here missing. So that tells me, yeah, we had a little kiss there. Maybe here, it might have. What you got to watch is with the I call them the Rubbermaid bumpers. They tend to look a little different in paint color. It's just the way it is. So me noticing that this is a bit darker than this, that may even change once it's washed and you get all this tree sap off, because it feels like sandpaper. New battery. I don't see any leakage up top. I don't see any seepage anywhere, even along the valve cover, which is usually on the corners. So that excites me. I don't smell anything that scares me. It probably may need a new belt. I'm not sure. I'd have to measure that. It feels, the ribs feel good. Feel very nice. I think I was almost obsessing there for a minute. And motor mounts, perfect. They're right here. It's not ripped. So the thing hasn't been jackrabbited from stop to start. But again, it's an '08. Do I want to walk away from it? Somebody did check the air conditioning and didn't put the cap back on. But we will run through that as well. Everything shows me that the AC should work. I didn't see any oil down below coming out of the compressor, and that's where the hose is attached. Right there, you can clearly see it. Take a flashlight with you as well. And I can see that the headlights still have the factory sticker on, and on the other side, so that tells me we haven't had one smashed and replaced. And see these stickers here, right here? That's an indicator that's a factory fender. But you can also see that fender bolts are in the position of factory. It hasn't had a wreck. I don't see anything that shows me here on the radiator support, because these stickers would not be here. There'd be clips missing. The guys never put things back right after they're smacked. So this is really good. Let's go to the back. I like to go in the trunk now. And what I look for in the trunk is, has it had a wreck? So what I look for is, again, is there any clips missing? Does everything line up? You can see it's been sitting because there's mold. There's mold here and there from sitting. That can all be washed off. So again, this is perfect because it's in its raw state. It hasn't been detailed. It hasn't had the shine juice put on. And even the cover locks in and folds up. That's sweet. Everything's here in the back. There's my hairnet. Push. How cool is that? Fishing time, boys. Yep. Lures, bait, snacks. Got it. Ready to do business. And in here, oh, we got this spare tire. There's no water in here. The jack's there. The lug nut bar is there. Everything's here. Nothing's broken. Always look for the clips. Any clips missing, then it's been apart for something. But not back here. This looks really good. Like I'm and then remember here, there's the tow hook. Make sure it's there. And it's there. It's never been out. It's never been out. Factory. Over here, do we have another pull? I don't think you do. But then again, you might. Let's see. Snacks, more snacks. That's the snack box. But again, everything's there. Nothing's broken back here. So that tells me it's not backed up into anything. It's not hit anything. It's not been hit. The seal is here. There's a little wrinkle here, but that must just be age. A little wrinkle and a dimple. Check everything as you go. Because here's my big clue for all of you. What I've shown you is worth $1 million. Because I can tell this vehicle's not been messed with. I can tell because all the little things, nothing's broken, nothing's missing, everything is as it should be. Yeah, it's just a little untidy. It's not a slob vehicle. It's not a smoked-in vehicle. It's checking a lot of boxes for me. So where do I stand at this point? I'm going, this is a good contender. It's a very good contender. And both shocks work. It lifted itself up. Needs a little lube on the balls here because it's been sitting. Let's go inside and even open the hoochadingus, the bees. That's free. No charge for that. Yep. Gas caps here. Even the string is here to hold it to the tether. The tether is here. And it's aligned. Perfect. Let's go in the back. Check the doors. Check the seams. Make sure everything is there. No rust on the corners. I don't see any overspray anywhere here. Hinges are dry. But again, that doesn't bother me. Got sand there. The beach is there. That's free. Should have brought a towel. And you see this? You know it's been sitting for months. Factory quarter panel. Those are the things I look for. I look for torn fabric, condition of the seat belts, these things. This car is like super condition. I mean, it is in super condition. Look, take no time to clean this up. No time. I love that. There's no rips in the seats. Doesn't smell like any mouths. What have we got? Something special there? The molding is still all there. The body is dry. Got a little bit of rusties and flakies here. But you know what? A really good underspray. And do it twice over the course of a year. So I do it once and then 6 months later. And let it get right into the car. Again, the buttons, the rubbers are on the buttons. No overspray. It has been done at one time. See the plugs? I like that. But they didn't keep it up. We'll talk about rust proofing in another segment. It's not a one time and it's over. And you have to understand that. It is a maintenance. A little bit of stains on the seat, no ripping. Same on the sides, no ripping. Everything is here. Everything's intact. I don't see anything broken. I always like to look under the mat. Look, you still got factory mats right from the factory, the fabric mats. Beautiful. So again, this is a 2008. Some people go, oh, the car's way too old. Are you kidding me? This is a freaking goodie. This is a goodie. Let's go to the other side, pull the doors open. Let's have a look. Same. When I go around the car, I'm looking top of the struts. I've already scanned all this, and I'm happy with what I see. I just see one plug here. I fixed that. No charge for that too. Adjustment. It's free. Yeah. Don't need an OHIP card for that or anything. So again, I'm coming over here. I'm repeating what I did on the other side. I'm checking. No charge. Looking along the bottom, make sure all the pieces are there. There's no rust in the seams. Factory quarter panel. Mold is no charge. No rips in the seat, just some sand. Been to the beach or whatever. That's all. You know what? That doesn't bug me at all. That's why I like seeing it just like this. It just came off the road and it was parked. Beautiful. I'm leery when I go and I look at a vehicle and it's got all the shine juice on, and it could be very easily a skunk in a mink coat or lipstick on a pig. This, I'm getting to see it as it was shut off and the person walked away. Cup holders aren't broken, not filled up with beverage mess. The headliner is extremely good, except for, you know, there are some marks at the back where they tried to fit in an elephant or something at one time here. But you know what? It's used. It's used. But I can look at it and go, the rims have no road rash on. You notice that? No road rash around the edges. So they didn't drive by braille. Not one rim has kissed the curb, not one. Another box checked. So now in my mind's eye, I can visualize the lady that owned it loved it, and loved it really, really well, taking really good care of it. The roof racks, they're not chipped, they're not bent, just a little scuffing here. But again, it's used. It's an '08. How old is that, Skippy? Work on that, let me know. Text it to me. Again, same thing. Check the doors. Look, seal's all there. We don't have a torn seal. The seals are on the bottom. They're not falling out. There's a clip missing there. There's a clip missing there and one missing there. So there's 1, 2, 3 of these little pin clips missing. So that's going to rattle. That's not a deal breaker by any means. There's our stickers, are all here from the factory. So you know that's real, hasn't been cut out, hasn't been replaced. And here's where it really gets good. How often do you see the side of the seat is blown out, getting in and out? This thing looks like it's this vehicle's hardly been used. No stains on the driver's side. That's another reason I know it's a female's car, an elderly lady's car, because they don't really want to drive a vehicle that's slob fest. You know what I mean? Half-eaten sandwiches and muffins under the seat. Where did that tuna sandwich go? The other half. Pull this out. That's your ALDL and your part of your fuse panel. It's all there. Everything is all here. The only thing I did notice was the shifter is kind of weird. I don't know if that's normal. I don't know. But we're going to do the drive cycle next. And again, I'm at a person's home. This is not from a car lot. I got a little rust here. See that? Right here. Does that concern me? No, because I can pop this off and I can deal with that very easily. What I would do with that is I would just scuff it off and I'd throw some paint on there and get it rust proofed. And I probably would even, underneath this trim, because you're not going to see anything, I'd put some grease in there. Right on top of that. So that's not a big deal for me. It's not a deal breaker. Everything is here. And I don't see any signs of malfeasance. Is that a word? Okay, I made it up. It hasn't been abused. There's no mirror damage where, you know, it didn't fit wherever it was. There's no damage to the mirrors. There's no gouges. There's just the one ding and a couple of clips missing there. And I check a lot of boxes on this one. So here's the case. Here's the case. The road test has to be done, at least being able to take it down the road. Most people are not comfortable, well, I want to take it to my automotive tech. That's a tough one to get past. Would I walk this if they said, no, we won't let you take it to a shop? You look at it here, you like, you buy, right? So it's kind of like a girlfriend one time. Her father said, you touch, you buy. What do you think he meant by that? Buy what? I don't know. So I did. I went and had ice cream, played pinball. So this is exactly what I do every single time. I go through every piece looking for body lines, indication that the panels are original, indications that nothing has been broken and hidden. This vehicle is absolutely in supreme raw form. And I check all the boxes on this. I would buy this car in a heartbeat. I wouldn't have to say, well, I got to talk to the little lady, or I want to think about it overnight. You know why? Because I'm the guy that comes right in behind you and goes, I licked it, it's mine, done. And I can tell you a perfect example of that. The 2007 Toyota FJ Cruiser I looked for a long time, and they were either way overpriced, way out of my budget, or they were beat up so bad they weren't even worth going to look at. Just a few pictures sent over. They were rougher than a stucco toilet seat, let me tell you. Till my producer Matt, when we were on ESPN 1520, the sports channel, he was surfing and trying to find me that FJ, the FJ. And I remember I'd pretty much given up on it. Anyways, long story short, after the show, it was Canadian Thanksgiving weekend, so October 12th-ish. And Matt goes, I found your truck. I go, what do you mean? He goes, I already emailed the lady for you and said you're interested. So anyways, she gets back to me after Thanksgiving, and I totally forgot about it. And Matt fires me over the email. It's still available now. You got to jump on this. So I emailed her back, and she said, well, you know, there's a couple of guys looking at it, and, you know, they're supposed to be bringing me. One of them's going to buy it, they say, but I haven't seen any money. I said, will you send me a picture of this, 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 and this? And I'll get back to you as soon as I see those pictures. She sent me those pictures within an hour. And I emailed her back and I said, let's make a deal, I'll buy it. If what you just showed me is real, she said I said, if there's any damage anywhere inside or outside on the vehicle, show me the raw damage. I don't want you to fix anything. Show me the raw damage. And there was, her husband worked on the ferries, not as in ferries, but the ferries up in Kingston. And she hit the railing. So there was a damaged fender flare, big deal. She showed me that. So when I emailed her back, I said to her, I said, and I still remember her name, I won't say last name, Lori. I said, Lori, we got a deal. Let's make it, that's my truck. I said, I'll send you money right now. She goes, no, I checked you out online already. I know who you are. She said, done. They haven't shown me any money. I said, well, I don't want someone buying it out from under me, because I said, that's what I do. I said, they haven't put any money down. I want your truck. She said, it's done. The truck is yours. So we made a date to meet, and went up for it was like a month later, I finally got to do this. I walked around it. I felt like I knew the truck before I even got there, because she sent me all the pictures I requested to see, and nothing was hidden. It was in its raw state. That's the best way to view a vehicle that you're buying privately, in its raw state. So I've shown you what I do, and this would certainly be a vehicle where I'd look at the owner and say, let's make a deal. I'll take it. And I'd take this vehicle home with me. A little road test. I just want to make sure that, you know, there isn't anything falling off. I don't hear anything weird. But from what I see right now, this vehicle was loved, cared for, and respected. It's not abused inside. When you start finding stuff inside that's broken, missing, doesn't work, then you know what? If they won't look after the little stuff, they're not going to look after the big stuff. That's what I look for. So in this vehicle, I see everything in the dash. Nothing's broken, nothing's missing, not even the turn signal. Just the shifter has a wiggle to it. I don't know what that's all about, but that doesn't scare me either. And I don't see any abnormal wear and tear. And again, this is an 08. How old is that, Skippy? Did we get a 19? 15? We're going to go with 15. So anyways, think about it. This is 15 years old. Look at it. 17. We just made correction. 16, 16.5, 16.78. Can I get 16 and 7/8? Let's go with that, 16, 7/8. So even bezels. I love seeing this because it's not covered in shine juice. I'll take it exactly the way it is and I'll clean it up and I'll put my spin on it, and I got myself a goodie. A little bit of, see this here? Down here? That's from this vibrating. So I would get some touch-up paint and I just cover that, pop this off, clean off that rust, put some grease under there, and then make sure this thing gets rust-proofed again. It has been done, but who knows how many years ago. Rust-proofing is an annual sport. That's what I call it. If you want to keep it, you got to protect it. That's as simple as that. All right, we're done here. And let's take it for a little road test. We're going to check out the gadgets and gizmos, and we're going to head back to the Car Connection workshop. But we're going to keep you with me. Skippy's going to keep me with you, and she's going to stay in the car this time. We tried that. She can't keep up. Doesn't work. Yeah, I have to keep slowing down. And it's just, it takes forever to get back to the shop. But again, this isn't a deal breaker. I really don't like these things. You know what I find they are? Dust collectors and a big flashing sign that says, "Come and get me, rodents. I'm a condo." Yeah, they don't do anything for me, these hood things, the felts. Because this is the first place they go for, whether it's a squirrel or mice. They want that for their bedding, and they're coming to get it, and they know every car has it. So it's got a brand new battery in it. They didn't put any battery spray on there. I'm going to give them a fail on that. And folks, remember, if you change the battery, don't torque this crossbar down too much. We covered that in a video. Check it out. They put the crossbar, cranked it down so hard on the battery that was in the 2007 FJ Cruiser, they buckled the whole top of the battery in. So it's got a brand new battery in it. You know what we should just have a quick look at? Let's just have a dip of the stick, just for giggles. You can do that, and it can tell you, well, that I can't teach you, but what you want to look for and smell for is excessive gas odor in the oil. If you smell, if the oil smells relatively gassy, then it probably needs an oil change. Holy smokes, that's golden. That's clean oil. Yeah, this car has probably had a recent oil change. Not recent, because I don't like pulling the stick and it's brand new oil. I like again, I'll say it again, raw state. It's not cleaned up. I can see nobody's been putting shine juice on this thing. It's untouched, but it's been serviced. I mean, you can't go taking somebody's car apart. You just, you can't. But this is where and how I've always come away with a goodie. That's what I call it, a goodie. While everybody else is thinking about it, I'll just swoop right in and go, I licked it, it's mine, and it's going home with me. And this would be a vehicle that I would say, this is mine. I'm taking it home. So let's hop in. Let's take it for a boogie and a scoot down the road. And I'll tell you this, I'm not going to drive it like I stole it, because that doesn't tell me anything. I want to hear and feel the car. That's what I want. I want to hear it and feel it. So let's get in and head back to the shop. Are you joining us, Skippy? What do you think? Okay, she's in. Sort of, kind of. What do you want me to do? You want me to sign something to you? You want me to hold that? How you doing? Is it chocolate or vanilla? I like the swirl myself. Tell us what you like in the comments section. Soft ice cream, vanilla, chocolate, or the swirl. All right, we fire it up. So we're going to make sure we have one service light on in the dash. And it's not the money light. to check engine light. It's indicating, one of the tires are indicating that it's underinflated, and if I were a betting man, I would say the left front. But again, to me, it's not a deal breaker. Let's see if we got ice. See if the ice comes. Ooh, baby, I just heard it. Come on. It's hot today. It's a beautiful day out. We're almost into October. We're not that far away. I'm going to have a little beverage. So far, this checks all the boxes for me. Got sunroof. Does it work? Always check it. Make sure it goes all the way back and it goes all the way forward. And there's some do's and don'ts with sunroofs, and we'll cover that at a point, because there are drip holes where the water has to get out of the roof. And if you don't keep them clear, put a coat hanger down them or blow some air through, the water builds up on the lip and it comes inside the car. Does it pop up the other way? Watch. No, I want up. There we go. And it does. Perfect. And it settles. So sunroofs are nice, but you have to know that there are channels on all four corners up there in the cutout, and you have to make sure there's no bugs, there's no debris in those channels, because the water will come right inside the car and spoil the headliner. Seen that 1,000 times. Visors work. Say hi to yourself, Skippy. Hello, how you doing? Good stuff. So that works. Lights work. Everything that's supposed to work. Sunglasses. You gotta have a really cool pair. Yep. And the lights work. So you know what that tells me? All the little stuff works inside. They took care of it. They loved this car. They loved it to where they looked after it. And I think that is so cool. How do you get just there? Oh, there, I see. Yeah, this is Tiptronic. So it's showing you positive and minus. You can shift it there, and you can paddle it here. How cool is that? All right, we're going to go forward, round the tree, through the goalposts, and we'll call it a score. Poor dead tree. That looks like a Charlie Brown tree right there. Coming around, don't hit the boulders. Miss the boulders would be good. And listen, so here we're going to turn the fan down because we're on uneven ground here. And listen. I do hear a little naka-naka. Let's hit some bumps. Yeah, I hear a little something over there. Yeah, there is a little naka-naka going on. So there's definitely something in the front end. Again, does that make me walk away from it? Not at all. Because the bones are good. The bones are good. So if you got to put a tie rod or a ball joint in, I don't care. It's 119,000 kilometers, and it's been loved. It hasn't been abused. So for me, I hear a little clunka there. There's definitely something that needs to have some attention. I've got the AC on there, Skippy. Don't panic, babies. We're going max AC, and we're shifting her. Let's see if this works now from here. Oh yeah. This is like Formula One. A little more fanage. So that's how I listen to the car. I'm not playing the radio. Notice I'm not playing the radio. I could care less, but it better work. Air conditioning is on. How beautimous is that? 2008, 119K, and the air works. I'm sorry for the domestics, but I've very seldom purchased a domestic where the same age as this. I guarantee the air conditioning doesn't work. Pretty much. I just find, with Toyota, Honda, Nissan, Mazda, the imports, the air conditioning is usually still working. So we can do a test on that too very easily. Just put a thermometer in the vent closest to the evaporator core, put the fan on low, put my thermometer in there, put it on max AC, and see what the temperature goes down to. On a day like today, it is a little humid today, and we should be able to easily see, I would say easily between a 50 and a 44. So 50 to 44 today on a thermometer, low fan, max AC, I'm a happy camper. The AC's tight. That's what it's going to tell me. And you can get, you know what? Take a meatometer with you. The meatometer. That's all you need. Just need a thermometer. It can be right from the kitchen. That works just as well. Just put it in the vent closest to the evaporator, which is on the passenger side. I guess we're closed, are we? Closed. Can you believe it? Well, we'll have to go this way and go around the other way and come back down. That's what we're going to do. We'll go here. So this is what I do. So the question that I've been asked for over 30 years on radio with Car Connection, our live automotive call-in program, that's the number one of two. So I have to say there's two number one questions. What should I buy, and what do I look for when I'm buying a used car? And if I have the opportunity to buy a vehicle like this privately, I'm all over it. Absolutely. And again, in its rawest form. Look at that. Shifts up no problem. You can paddle it. Beautiful. So only one service light, low tire pressure monitor is showing. It's not telling us which one, but maybe it is. I don't know what that means exactly. So again, you go to the manual, you look up what it's showing you, and take it from there. The brakes feel absolutely firm. I don't have a mushy pedal or a soft pedal or a spongy brake pedal. Steering is feeling tight. Not tight as in it's binding. It's not wandering. It's not pulling. These are all little things that you can learn. And the other thing, I have a mind like a steel trap. Most of the time it's always open. But anyways, take a notepad with you. Go to the dollar store. Get a small notepad. Make sure you got a pen that writes. Write down things that you see so you don't forget. Because when it comes time to negotiate, those can be factors in the negotiation to settle on a fair price for all parties. So, I do hear some clunking. Not heavy duty clunking, but I do hear some clunking. So that's, you'll have to stick around for the next video, because in the next video, we're going to do some inspections on this particular vehicle. We're going to look it over and see what is waiting for us. So we have the opportunity to do that. Many of you may not, but we do. So we're going to, I can do it from here. How cool is that? You can paddle it here or here. It's Tiptronic. I thought you could always put them right into drive and skip past the Tiptronic. But again, if you're not familiar with that, you're going to need to become familiar with that. So I don't own a Nissan. I never have. So I'm looking at a vehicle that I've never had one before of my own. So what do you got to do? Go through the manual. Have a look through the manual. Learn the car. You're going to need to learn the car. You're going to need to learn how to work the dash and all the details there. So it feels really good on the road, I have to say. This vehicle does not scare me at all. At all. So I hope you get something out of this video that helps to answer your questions. How do I purchase a vehicle privately? It's a jungle out there. It can be scary. I purchased a vehicle 5 years ago, and I asked specific questions because I saw details of damage. So I asked the questions, is this car hit before? And she lied to me. And not once, but 3 times. I looked at 3 different areas, and I saw things being hidden. So I asked again. And the husband went and asked the wife, and she said, no, not to my knowledge. But anyways, it was a good car. I knew there was some hidden damage there. It wasn't super serious, but it was going to cost a few thousand. I needed to replace complete bumper cover at the front. It had been stitched together with Bondo and duct tape underneath, so there was a bruise that split the bumper cover. Those are the things I looked for. And I knew there was damage there, but I was looking at it. It was in the winter, and the price was right. We agreed on the price, and I knew the work was going to be there for me to take care of. And at the end of the day, it turned out to be a beautiful car. So it was worth it. But in a case where you can't do those repairs yourself, or you don't have the budget to take care of that, because I had to take the whole nose off the car and the back as well, same thing, and replace the bumper covers and get them painted. They get pre-painted and then you install it. I can do all that, but you may not necessarily be able to do that, and you may not necessarily have the money set aside to do that. So that's where you've got to make your decision. Is the price able to reflect buying it and getting the components that show damage fixed afterwards? That's what you have to take a look at. So again, with this car, I would absolutely make this my own in a heartbeat. So stick around for part 2. Part 2 will be, we're going to investigate and see if we can determine what would this vehicle need to go down the road certified. And I will tell you right now that this vehicle is going to become available to purchase. We'll keep you posted on that. But stick around for the second part of this series. We will check the vehicle over to see what it will need to certify, and genuinely come up with a realistic list of components that may need to be done to get it through a safety, or things that are maintenances that are up and coming, so you can factor that into the purchase price. So stick around. Thanks for joining us today on our ride and drive in inspecting a vehicle privately, private purchase, and making sure that you don't end up with lipstick on a pig or a skunk in a mink coat. So don't forget to like, share, and follow us on Facebook, and also like, subscribe, and comment your comments below. And yeah, what is your favorite soft ice cream? Is it vanilla? Is it all chocolate? Or is it a twist? And let us know, the last time you bought a car privately, did you get a good deal? And did you buy a vehicle and it turned out to be lipstick on a pig or a skunk in a mink coat? And we'll see you in the next one. Visit us on our website anytime at carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com, and check us out at stevensvilleontheweb.ca. Click on the businesses tab and you'll find us, stevensvilleontheweb.ca. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. This one's mine. Ring the notification bell and we'll see you in the next one. Well, thank you for stopping by the Car Connection Workshop right here on YouTube. Don't forget to come back and join us for another segment. So like, share, tag, and follow, and ding that bell so that you don't miss a single edition of Car Connection. So till next time, keep it under 100 and put the coffee on, because we're coming to your house.